Good evening. Fear is what prevents the flowering of the mind. Welcome to BMC News Live in English, brought to you by Al Hilal Hospital and Medical Centers. I am Vinod Narayan, joining you with the daily news updates. Today's headlines.
Bahrain retained top rank in KUS report for 5th consecutive year. Bahrain approved 36 urban blueprints and 26 others under study. Moon to line up with Mars this week. Gulf countries witness extreme temperatures reaching 50 degrees Celsius. Australia urged to work from home as Omicron wave swamps hospitals. Nearly 160 world leaders plan to attend United Nations September meeting.
News in detail. Bahrain retained top rank in KUS report for 5th consecutive year. The Kingdom of Bahrain has maintained its top-tier ranking for the 5th consecutive year in recognition of its dedicated efforts to combat human trafficking. The US State Department's 2022 report on trafficking in persons has placed the Kingdom of Bahrain in the Tier 1 status. Labour Market Regulatory Authority Chief Executive Officer, Chairman of the National Committee for Combating Human Trafficking, Jamal Abdulaziz Al Alawi, congratulated His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa. He also extended congratulations to His Royal Highness Prince Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa, the Crown Prince and Prime Minister, attributing to the success His Majesty the King's far-sighted vision and keenness on cultivating the culture of human rights beyond any discrimination. Bahrain approved 36 urban blueprints and 26 others under study. 36 detailed urban master plans have been drawn up for different areas across the Kingdom of Bahrain. 26 other blueprints are being scrutinized to be approved officially, said Planning and Urban Development Authority Chief Executive Officer Nouf Abdurrahman Jamshir. The authority has been stepping up efforts to drop a total of 96 blueprints in line with the 2030 Bahrain National Strategic Master Plan, she added. She praised the support of His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa, hailing the close follow-up of His Royal Highness Prince Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa, the Crown Prince and Prime Minister, to ensure that the urban development momentum continues and meet present and future needs. The Isa bin Salman Education Charitable Trust opened applications for its scholarships for the 2022-2023 academic year. The Isa bin Salman Education Charitable Trust has announced that applications for its educational scholarships will be opened for the 2022-2023 academic year from 20 to 27 July 2022. Commenting on the announcement, His Highness Sheikh Isa bin Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa, Chairman of the Board of Trustees of the Isa bin Salman Education Charitable Trust, highlighted the Kingdom's ongoing commitment to advance the education sector, which continues to receive the support of His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa and His Royal Highness Prince Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa, the Crown Prince and Prime Minister. Students who wish to apply for the Trust's scholarship program can download the application form from the website and upload the form along with all the required documents during the period of 20 to 27 July 2022. For any inquiries, applicants may contact the email edutrust@moe.government.bh. The Mohammed bin Khalifa bin Salman Al Khalifa Cardiac Center launched Treasure Your Heart campaign. The Mohammed bin Khalifa bin Salman Al Khalifa Cardiac Center has launched the Treasure Your Heart National Awareness Campaign to promote heart health and early intervention in the case of acute heart attacks. Major General Dr. Fuad Abdul Qadir Saeed, the CEO of MKCC, affirmed that the campaign is part of national efforts to provide high quality and sustainable health care, which is a priority for all governmental health institutions to guarantee the safety and well-being of all nationals and residents. In January 2022, the center launched the National Acute Heart Attack Program, which aims to treat all patients with acute heart attacks with emergency surgery that open up blocked arteries, ultimately saving lives and decreasing potential disabilities. More than 400 patients, both national and expatriates, had undergone emergency surgery to treat their heart attacks since the launch of the program. Social Development Minister praised efforts to promote GCC work. Minister of Social Development Osama bin Ahmed Khalaf Al Asfour received in his office today Director General of the Executive Bureau of the GCC Labour and Social Affairs Councils, Dr. Amir bin Muhammad Al Hajri. They reviewed the tireless efforts of the Executive Bureau to boost the Gulf cooperation in the field of social protection and care. They also reviewed the experiences of the GCC countries in the social policies field and ways of boosting cooperation between the Social Development Ministry and the Executive Bureau to promote the sustainable development projects. Shura member called for using science and technology in implementing Arab development projects. Shura Council member and first deputy chairperson of the Arab Parliament's high-level parliamentary group on science and technology, Hala Ramsey Fayez, has called for the need to upgrade the status of science and technology to implement development plans in Arab countries and enhance joint Arab action in the legislative field to advance sciences, technology, and innovation according to international standards and indicators. She was speaking during the inauguration of the permanent office of the high-level parliamentary group on science and technology in Amman, in the presence of the Arab Parliament Speaker Abdul bin Abdurrahman Al Asumi and the group chairman Khalid Abu Hassan. Ways to enhance Bahrain-UK relations in oil and environment discussed. Oil and Environment Minister and Special Envoy for Climate Affairs, Dr. Mohammed bin Mubarak bin Dana, has affirmed Bahrain's keenness to strengthen its relations with the United Kingdom across various fields, particularly environment and oil. He also underlined the importance of advancing joint coordination between the two friendly countries to better serve common interests and goals. Today's COVID updates.
COVID updates brought to you by Al Hilal Hospital and Medical Centers.
Moon to line up with Mars this week. Astronomy enthusiasts should keep their eye on the eastern sky before dawn on Friday, July 22nd to see the crescent moon approach Mars. This comes as the moon continues its voyage of the morning planets, with experts saying it will make for an interesting star-gazing target. The moon and the red planet will appear close enough to share the same field of view. The two will be visible in the dawn sky from Dubai, rising at 23:22, ascending to an altitude of 64.9 degrees above the eastern horizon, and then disappearing from view as dawn breaks at roughly 5:05. Now we will be back after a very short break.
All your favorite products under one roof in Bahrain at 27-year-old Megamart and Macromart. Bakery, fresh meat and fish, fruits and vegetables, sweets and snacks, ready-to-eat foods, dairy products, grocery or consumer goods. Megamart and Macromart, full of goodness.
Welcome back. Gulf countries witness extreme temperatures reaching 50 degrees Celsius. Temperatures continue to rise in most regions of the Gulf Cooperation Council states, and extreme heat temperatures reaching almost 50 degrees Celsius are expected in some parts of the Gulf. The Saudi National Center for Meteorology announced that the city of Dammam recorded on Tuesday 48 degrees Celsius, which is the highest temperature in the kingdom, and it was followed by Al-Kharj with 46 degrees Celsius and the capital city of Riyadh with 45 degrees Celsius. In Kuwait, the Kuwaiti Meteorological Center expected that extreme temperature would rise from 49 degrees Celsius to 50 degrees Celsius starting from Wednesday until Saturday during this week. Meanwhile, Oman is witnessing a different weather phenomenon, as the Omani Directorate General of Meteorology warned against continuing chances of increased rainfall and active winds in some areas of the Sultanate. UAE passport ranked 15th more powerful in world. The UAE passport has been ranked as the 15th most powerful in the world with a visa-free of travel on arrival score of 176, according to the latest ranking released by Hanley and Partners, a global investment migration consultancy. It remains the strongest in the Gulf Cooperation Council region and even in the wider Arab world. Declaring the UAE a pandemic winner, the research report said the UAE has made unprecedented achievements as it emerged as the biggest gainer on the index. Dubai's golden visa holders to get exclusive offers and discounts. In line with the vision of Dubai's leadership to make Dubai the global city with the best quality of life and further enhance its appeal as the world's best city to visit, live, work, invest in, and study, golden visa holders in Dubai will be gifted the coveted Isad Privilege Card. The card is issued by the Dubai Police and offers its members a host of exclusive offers and discounts. The card will be provided free of charge to holders of 5-year and 10-year golden visas in Dubai. So far, 65,000 people in Dubai have benefited from the distinguished golden visa since the launch of the long-term residency scheme. Select categories of golden visa holders in Dubai will receive the Isad card. Saudi Arabia's King Abdullah University of Science and Technology named amongst best global universities for nanoscience. King Abdullah University of Science and Technology is named one of the world's best universities in the field of nanoscience and nanotechnology. The ranking was made by US News and World Report as part of its comprehensive analysis of US and global universities, ranking 18th in the publication's Best Universities for Nanoscience and Nanotechnology list for 2022. King Abdullah University of Science has been recognized for its basic and applied research at micro and nano levels across a variety of disciplines from chemistry to medical science. In US News and World Report, Nanoscience and Nanotechnology rankings, King Abdullah University of Science performed strongly across a range of metrics covering outreach efforts, publication success and international collaboration to give a score of 81.7 out of 100. Britain witnessed hottest day ever as temperatures hit 40 degrees Celsius. Britain recorded its hottest day ever on Tuesday, with the temperature exceeding 40 degrees Celsius as a heat wave gripping Europe intensified. Train tracks buckled and fuel a spate of fires across London. The Met Office said a new provisional record temperature of 40.3 degrees Celsius was recorded in central England, with 34 sites across the country experiencing temperatures in excess of the previous high of 38.7 degrees Celsius recorded in 2019. Australia urged to work from home as Omicron wave swamps hospitals. Australians admitted to hospitals from COVID-19 neared record levels. Authorities urged businesses to let staff work from home and recommended people wear masks indoors and get booster shots urgently amid a major outbreak, Reuters reported. Australia is in the grip of a third Omicron wave driven by the highly transmissible new subvariants BA4 and BA5, with more than 300,000 cases recorded over the past 7 days. Authorities flagged the actual numbers could be double. Tuesday's 50,000 cases was the highest in 2 months. Nearly 160 world leaders plan to attend UN's September meeting. A very high number of heads of state and government plan to attend September's first totally in-person gathering of world leaders at the UN General Assembly since the COVID-19 pandemic began in early 2020. The 104 heads of state on the provisional list of speakers include US President Joe Biden, Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky, King Abdullah II of Jordan, and the presidents of Iran, France, Brazil, Colombia, South Korea, South Africa, Egypt, and Venezuela. Associated Press reported the 53 heads of government on the list include the still-to-be-chosen new Prime Minister of the United Kingdom, German Chancellor Olaf Scholz, and the Prime Ministers of Japan, Israel, and Iraq. China is sending its deputy prime minister and Russia is sending a minister, likely Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov, who has represented the country in recent years. New Zealand launched new investor migrant visa. New Zealand government said on Wednesday that it had created a new investor migrant visa to attract experienced, high-value investors to invest in domestic businesses. The new The new Active Investor Plus visa will replace the old investment visa categories and will require migrants to make investments in New Zealand businesses, Economic and Regional Development Minister Stuart Nash said, Reuters reported. With that, we come to the end of today's news. Stay tuned for daily news updates in BMC News Live English at 7:30 p.m. every day. I am Vinod Narayanan signing off from BMC News Live. Good night.